Hello friends, welcome back. So in this session we will learn JDBC statement. So what is JDBC statement and how many types of statements are available in JDBC and how we can execute the statement. So we will learn all those points. So a statement is nothing but an interface. In JDBC, a statement is nothing but an interface that represent SQL statement, any SQL statement, or you can say that a statement is an interface that represent SQL queries, any SQL query like that is select query, insert query, update query, delete query. So whatever the queries are there, so that query you can execute using statement interface. So you can execute statement object and they are generate a result set. Sometime statement is returning result set. Result set is what? That is nothing but after executing some select statement, if you are getting some result, then that result will come as a result set from the table. So statement can be insert statement, it can be delete statement, update statement, insert statement. If it is an insert, delete or update statement, then your statement will not return a result set, it will return the count of numbers, how many record is affected with that queries. So it will give the count only. So this is about the statement. And how you can get the statement you can get from the connection object. We have in the last session we have seen how we can get the connection. Connection is nothing but that can be used to communicate with the database, and connection you can get through a driver manager. So from that connection you can create the statement. So connection dot create statement will return a reference of a statement, create statement. And there are three types of statement in JDBC. One is statement, another one is a prepared statement, that is the subtype of statement, and the third one is callable statement, that is the subtype of prepared statement. So what is statement? Statement is used to implement simple SQL statement without any parameter. Any statement or different types of statement also you can execute using statement interface. So let's see the example of statement first. So here as we have already seen in the last session, we have created some tables here and we have inserted the records also into that table. So what we are doing now, first we will delete those tables using some simple statement, that is a drop statement. So how will we do that one? So drop statements are there. So this is simple statement we are creating from the connection. You can see here, from this connection we are creating a statement object, and that statement object we are using to execute or to drop the table. So these are the drop statement. Drop table if exist, this is the name of table, supplier. Drop table if exist, table name, coffees. Drop table if exist, table name, coffee inventory. So this is the simple statement without any parameter. As we have already said, statement can be used to implement a simple SQL statement with no parameter. If your statement does not have any parameter, you have created one statement that doesn't have any parameter, or you don't want to give parameter, just simple string you want to give, in that case you can use this statement. So in this one we are not giving any parameter here. Anyhow we can give this parameter also, supplier table name, but we are not using. We want to see the example of simple statement. So that's why this complete string as it is we are giving without any positional parameter. and that we are going to execute here one by one. First we are executing delete statement for house table, then for merch inventory table, then we are executing for coffee inventory table DDL drop statement. After that one coffee table, and in the last we are executing supplier table drop DLL statement. So if I run this one, all the tables will be dropped. Yes, so from here you can see coffee house table is dropped, merch inventory table is dropped, coffee inventory table is dropped, coffee table table is dropped, and coffee table supply table table is dropped. Okay, so here if you go to your workbench and if you refresh this database, then you will see the tables are dropped, there is no table. If I execute this statement also, I will get one error. What is that error? Table does not exist. Here you can see table does not exist. Okay, or else just clear this one and just execute once more. Yes, so here you can see table JDBC demo coffee does not exist. So what we did, we deleted the tables, all the tables we have dropped. So now what we will do, we will create the tables using statements only. So if you see the example of create table, there also we are using statement only. From this connection we are getting the statement, create statement, that is a simple statement only from java.sql.statement. So that statement we are using to create the table. Supply table we are creating, coffee table, coffee inventory table, merch inventory table, and coffee house table. So these tables we are creating using statement only. And why this statement we are using here? Because if you see the DLL statement to create the table, that does not have any positional parameter. It doesn't have any positional parameter because it's not required. This is the structure of table that we are defining into this statement. So that's why we no need to define any position parameter or something like that. So we can create this table using this using this statement only. So if I run this one, you will see we can execute this statement. Yes, the statements are executed. Supply table created, coffee table created, coffee inventory table created, merch inventory and coffee house table is created. And if you go to your workbench and you refresh this database, then you will see the table came now. This 5 table came. So this is the use of statement. Without any positional parameter, you can execute any statement. That in that case you can use statement interface. If in your SQL query does not have any positional parameter, then you can use statement. Okay, so or we can populate the data also. One more example is there. So yeah, insert statement. Yeah, I think for insert statement also we are using statement only. So all this will insert the data into this table. Okay, yes, so the datas are inserted into all the tables: supplier, coffee inventory, merch inventory, coffee house. And if you right click here and if you see the records, then it will come. See, tables are there with the data. Okay, here supplier, merchant, inventory, that is also fine, supplier. Okay, so these are the 1 2 3 4 5 6 table. 1 2 3 4 5 6 tables are there. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 tables are there. Coffee house. Okay, fine. So 2 3 4 coffee house, coffee inventory, Okay, last one I think coffee table is so this is coffee table. So say here we have inserted the records for table. Here also we are using the statement only, and in this statement we are executing using batches only. So here if you see, we have defined some statements, three insert statement for supply table, this 5 insert statement for coffee table. So like that we have defined it. This statement, what is the use of this statement? If you know SQL, then that is well and good, but if you don't know, then no issue. Just you understand this is the SQL statement that is used to insert the data into table. We will see this SQL statement in SQL course separately, because that is a different course. So currently you just understand we are going to insert the data into database using this insert statement. In the same way, to create the table we are using some statements. Create table, if not exist. So this is the structure, how the query should be, how SQL query should be. So we have defined the query in that same way. Drop table. So this is the queries, SQL queries. So that SQL query we will see separately. You no need to worry about that if you don't know. But currently just you understand this statement interface of JDBC we can use to execute any statement without any position param or without any param with param into SQL statement. If your SQL statement does not have any position param or parameter, you can create this SQL statement for that one and you can execute. Okay, so this is about the first one, SQL statement. And next one is a prepared statement. What is the use of prepared statement? Prepared statement is used for pre-compiling SQL statement that might contain input parameter. Now what is the use of input parameter? Suppose a statement will be compiled every time, because if we create the statement object and we are executing any query using this statement object, in that case what will happen? Every time that query will be compiled, but if you use prepared statement, then query will not be compiled every time, because that query will be prepared only once. You will just pass the input param, and that input parameter will be changed as per the user input or as per your requirement. But positional parameter, if it is there, then that positional parameter you can set dynamically, but the query will not be compiled again and again. But in this statement, the query will be compiled every time, and you can execute any statement. Means different types of queries you can execute. Suppose in the first one you are executing select star from coffee table. Second time you want to execute select star from coffee inventory table. That also you can do using this statement. But using this prepared statement you cannot do that one. Only the same type of statement you can execute using prepared statement. And if any positional parameter or input parameters are there, so that also you can supply. So let's see the example for prepared statement now. So for prepared statement, yes, so this is the demo for prepared statement. Now you can see here, from the connection we have created prepared statement. We have taken prepare statement. Previously we were getting connection dot create statement. Yes, connection dot create statement. For statement we are calling connection dot create statement, and it is returning a statement type reference variable. But for prepare statement we have to use connection dot prepare statement method. That prepare statement method is that can be execute prepared statement. Sorry, that can be used to get the prepared statement reference, and that prepared statement reference you can use to execute, or you can use to set the parameter also. So here if you see inside this prepared statement, and one more thing, using this statement, you can see we are creating statement here and we are not passing any query here. You can see we are not passing any query. Connection dot create statement, and here we are not passing any query, but in prepared statement we are passing the query. Why? Because prepared statement can execute only the same type of statement. It cannot execute multiple type of statement every time. Same type of statement it can execute, because one time when you are creating prepared statement, that SQL queries will be compiled, and the same statement, same type of statement with a different parameter or with different inputs, it can be executed. So that's why we have to supply, while creating prepared statement, we have to give the SQL query on, and this is our SQL query. If you see our SQL query, then it is saying select star from coffee, where soup ID is this one. So here this, after the soup ID, you are seeing one question mark symbol, that is denoting to your input parameter. So this is our input parameter. This question mark symbol can be replaced with any input of type what? Input of integer type, because soup ID, that is an integer value, and this can be replaced with 11, this can be replaced with 12, this can be replaced with 36, anything you can replace with this one. So for that one we are giving this positional parameter here. So this is our positional parameter, and this positional parameter we have to set using statement reference variable. So for this one we are creating prepared statement. For this SQL query we are creating prepared statement, and using this prepared statement we are setting the positional parameter value. Prepared statement dot set int at first index, this is the position, first position, set this value. Line number 32, we are setting the value for positional parameter. Positional parameter is which one? This is our positional parameter. Which position? In this string, from the right to left, if you go, from the left to right if you go, you will see this question mark is coming at a first position, and first position value is an integer type. So that one we are specifying here. At first position, replace that question mark with 101 position value. So this is the meaning of a parameter. This is the meaning of a parameter that might contain input parameter. This is called input parameter. So this input parameter, instead of this question mark, we are specifying our input parameter 101, and after that one we are printing the that prepared statement, what exactly the statement will be, and we are executing that one. So if I run this one, you will see. Yes. So now I got here the records after executing this prepared statement. What is the type of that statement? That statement is a type of select statement. So if it is a select statement, then it will return definitely a result set. So that result set, if it is a result set, true means that we will see what is the meaning of execute. So we will see that one. So if it is execute true, it means any select query is executed, and if select query is executed, then definitely there will be a result set. So you are getting the result set here, and that result set we are printing inside this result set. So if you execute the same query, if you execute this same query into select star from coffee where soup ID is 101, I think. So yes, no, these many record. okay, sorry, dot will be there. So 2 records is coming, 2 records are coming for 101, for 101 what the parameter we are setting, 101 only. So for 101 2 records are there, and the same 2 records we are getting here. Yes, coffee name is Colombian, soup ID 101, price 7.99, sales total 00. So the same record we are getting here. In this way you can execute prepared statement. If inside your suppose currently this first position parameter is the type of integer only, so that's why we are using set int. If it is a type of something different, like it is a string, then how we can do dot set string at first, which position, the same way, set string of first position, or position is starting from the first one only. So you can give here like ABC, but currently this is not there, so it will give any error. And if later on you want to change, suppose the query is already query is this only, this is pre-compiled, but for this query now I wanted to get the record whose soup ID is 49, then just I need to change here and I can execute. So the advantage, what advantage we are getting here, the query compilation that is taking some time, that we have reduced here using prepared statement. If you use statement every time, that query will be compiled, but prepared statement will prepare the query and compile the query once, and you can execute that queries by different positional parameter. So this is the use of prepared statement, and using prepared statement only the same type of query you can execute n number of times, but using statement you can execute different types of query at that time also. Using one reference variable of statement type you can execute any type of statement, but using prepared statement with the same reference variable you can execute only the same type of queries, because that query is all compiled once, because that query is already compiled. So you cannot compile, you cannot create, if you have to compile the query again, then definitely you have to get the from the connection you have to get the prepared statement new reference variable by passing the query, and that query will be compiled again. So using that reference variable you can execute the same query many times, but using statement different types of query you can execute many times. And statement is used if your query don't have any parameter, but prepared statement can be used where in your statement some parameters are also there. So this is the difference between statement and prepared statement. Third one is a callable statement. Callable statement is also the subtype of prepared statement, but callable statement can be used to execute stored procedure. What is stored procedure? Stored procedure is nothing but it is a function. It is like a function into your database. That function in Java program also same way how we are creating function. The function may have a name, function can have a return type, function can have an input parameter, function can have a return type, so, and function can have a body. Inside the body some set of statements are there, and after processing the set of statements, after executing that set of statements, the procedure or the method will return back and give you the result. In the same way, in your MySQL server you can create procedure, and that procedure has a name, and that procedure will have an input parameter and output parameter, and that procedure has a body, and that after executing that body your procedure will give you some result. So that procedure, if you want to execute using JDBC, then how can you execute? You can execute that procedure using callable statement. And callable statement, suppose first what we will do, we will create one procedure. That procedure, what it will do, we will see this one. So first we have to create the procedure. So prepared statement. Okay, so here we are creating the procedure. What is that procedure? Create get coffee price by coffee name. Anyhow, this function this functionality we can achieve through the select statement also. That is not the actual use of procedure. What is the use of procedure? Suppose from the tables you are and you don't want to make the connection every time. First what you will do, you will get the 10 records. We will select the 10 record. After selecting the 10 record, we have to update the 10 records value, and after updating the value we have to save that or we have to update the same record into database. So 2 times we have to make a call to JDBC connection. So to avoid that 2 times roundup, we can create a procedure into database, and that procedure we will send the request to that procedure only, and that procedure will do all these operation, and in the one call, in one connection, you can finish your task instead of 2. So that is the use of a procedure. But this procedure we have written very simple procedure that will return a coffee name by coffee price by coffee name simply. So let's see the code of this procedure. So this is the code of the procedure. Create procedure. Let me copy this into some text file, then you will understand. Okay, or else I will copy this into here, no issue, it is also fine. So this is procedure, that is procedure. This is the create. This is the format how we can create the procedure. Create procedure. This is the name of procedure. Procedure is nothing but a function, and this is the input parameter. Name is coffee, type is varchar. This is output parameter. Means in the Java or C or C++, here only we are returning data type, no, integer, int. It means this is a return type. This is a return type. But in MySQL server, this is not the way. We have to tell in this parameter body only. We have to tell what is the input parameter and what is output parameter. So here, if you see, this is the input parameter and this is the output parameter. So input parameter is a coffee name, output parameter is a coffee price, then that is type of double, and input parameter coffee type is a varchar of a 32 character. So inside this body, from begin and end, between the begin and end, one body is started. So this is the body. Inside this body you can do your task. Means inside this body you can write some condition also, if else condition, you can write loop also, or you can do mathematical operations also. So whatever the programming code is there, so that code you can do here, but that code has some their own syntax, because each programming language has their own syntax. If you use C or C++, then or Java or Python, then in that case every programming has their own syntax to write the code. So for SQL server also they have given some specific format or some specific syntax, how you can write the if else condition, how can you write the greater than, less than comparison, or how can you do the mathematical operations, how can you do concatenation. So all that operations we will see when we will learn SQL course separately. But currently you just understand inside begin and end the body of procedure. This is the body of procedure, this is the return type of procedure, this is the input of procedure, and this is the name of procedure. So that procedure we will create first using statement, using this statement. So first we have to create the procedure. So here we are creating the procedure. Create procedure, and if I run this one, procedure will be created. Yes, procedure is created. So where you can see the procedure under this workbench only, from this database, if you come downside, stored procedure is there. Just refresh this first. After refreshing, you will see before to this stored procedure one arrow came, and if you expand that one, you will see this is the procedure that you created, get coffee price by coffee name. And if you double click here, You can see this procedure also by refresh. Stored procedure, copy name, create statement, create callable statement, send query, create procedure, alter stored procedure. If you alter means you want to alter, see here, this is the procedure statements in body, begin, end. Okay, so so now you have to call this procedure and you have to get the value. So where is that, wait, yeah, so callable statement, sorry, prepared statement and statement we have already seen. Now we will have to see callable statement. So callable statement, what is saying callable statement? Callable statement is used to execute stored procedure that may contain both input and output parameter. Any procedure you can call using callable statement, and input and output parameter has to be registered fast to while calling the callable statement. So here we are creating prepare call. Before what we were using connection dot create statement or prepare statement. Now we are using prepare call, means this is a callable statement. To which call? To this prepared statement. What is this one? This is a call statement. This is a call statement. How you are calling? This is that statement, call. Here you have to give the procedure name, and here you have to register the input and output parameter. So what we are doing here, we are setting the int. Here we are setting the positional parameter of a input type, registering or setting the input parameter. Input parameter is a first one is our input parameter, that is a coffee name, and we are registering output parameter also. Line number 36, we are registering or setting output parameter. Output parameter is at a first position, that is a type of double. It is not compulsory in your in your procedure first parameter should be input and second parameter should be output. That order can be anything. Even the first parameter can be output and the second parameter can be input. That depends how you have defined it. That is up to your choice. So that's why accordingly you have to register. The first parameter is an input, so that's why set string, and the second one is the output type. So that's why we are using here method register out parameter. That is the second one, and that is a type of double. And after that one we are executing. After executing from the callable statement, we are getting the get double, and here we are giving the position also. Get double means double, that is a type of output parameter, and that is the position. What is the position for that one? The second position. So from that position we are getting the coffee price, and that coffee price we are printing here, and here we are closing the callable statement, because we have to, even if it is a connection or even if it is a statement, we have to close. If we are not closing, then resource leakage will be there. Suppose if you are not opening the connection, you are not closing the connection, then every time if you are opening the connection, then a database also has some limited number of connections, then it will not accommodate your next request. So every time whenever you are opening the connection or creating a statement, you must close them, or else you use try with resource. Suppose here this connection we are not closing, because this is a try with resource, automatically it will be closed. Or in the same way, if you want to be closed this prepared statement, that also you can do. You can specify this callable statement here, because that is auto closable. Connection and all these are auto closable. So this try with resources will work with this one. Okay, so we are closing this statement, and we are getting this coffee price, and that coffee price we are printing here. So if I run this one, you will see what will be the coffee price. Yeah, 799 is the coffee price for coffee name Colombian. So if you see in database coffee, so here wait, so here the coffee name is Colombian, for that coffee price is 7.99. So in this way you can use stored procedure. So these are the three types of statement. statement, prepared statement and callable statement. Statement can be used to execute any SQL statement without any parameter, and any type of statement or any different types of statement also you can execute using statement. But using prepared statement you can execute only the same type of statement, and if your statement has a positional parameter, that positional parameter also you can set, you can register. And using callable statement you can execute the you can execute the procedure. Procedure is nothing but that is like a function or method only that is saved into your database. That is not, that execution for that method will not happen in your JVM. That execution will happen into database server only. So that is the callable statement. And here this is the example that we have already taken. Yes, create statement. For the statement we have to use create statement. For a prepared statement we have to use prepare statement, and for callable statement we have to use call, prepare, call, prepare, call. That will be written callable statement. Okay, so this is the statement and three types of statement. Now how we can execute the statement? Suppose if you see here, we have executed some method like execute. On statements we have executed the, we have called the execute method. That execute method, what it is doing, that is creating that is executing the statement. So if it is a statement, see, if it is a statement, this is statement only. So on top of this statement we are calling execute method. And for prepared statement also we are calling execute, and for callable also we are calling execute methods to execute that query. Execute method is used to execute the query. So along with this execute, some other methods are also there that you can use to execute the query, but that methods has some specific use. So we have to see how many methods are available for this statement that can be used to execute the query. So executing query by statement. To execute a query, call an execute method from the statement such as following. One is execute method. Execute method with query is also available if it is an statement, or you can execute also will be fine without this string also available. So execute query and execute update. These three methods are there: execute query and execute update, or execute a large update. So first we will see execute. What is the meaning of this execute? Execute return true. This is for this execute return type is a boolean, but for execute query return type is a result set, and for execute update and execute large update the return type is an integer number. So from here you can understand very much clearly, execute method can execute any type of query. Any type of query means that query can be a select statement, or that query can be insert statement, or delete or update types. Any types of query you can execute using execute method. Suppose if we take this example, statement execute. Okay, so comment this one. So here what we did, we have created the statement, create statement, and that statement we are going to execute. That statement we are going to execute. So here so this is a statement, and this statement we have created using create statement. So here we have not specified any statement, so that's why what we have to do, we have to give the statement here to be executed, but we are executing that statement using execute method. If you see statement dot exec, execute with the query is also there. Or if it is a prepared statement, then what we have to do, create prepare statement, and that statement you have to give, for that statement you have to give here query. So this is prepared statement. So if it is a prepared statement, then also you can execute the query. Or for prepared statement without this one, it's also available, execute. Why? Because for this prepared statement, query is already given, so you can execute that query directly. Yes, you can execute. And in this query, what is that query? SQL select query. Select query is nothing but select star from coffee table. That's it. So there is no position parameter. So you no need to set the position parameter for that one, and we are not setting the position parameter, and we are applying execute method, and that execute method is executing this query. So here it is a return type. Return type is a true. So as we have already discussed, this execute method can execute any type of query, whether the query is a select statement or insert statement or delete statement or update statement. Any type of statement or any type of query you can execute using execute method. That is not, doesn't matter whether that method is available with the string type parameter or without string type parameter, without no parameter. That is depending on the query statement type, whether that is a statement or prepared statement. If it is a prepared statement, then definitely you no need to give this query. If it is a statement, then definitely you have to give that query. But it is depending on query, what type of query you are going to execute. If it is a select statement, then definitely it has to return true, and if it is an insert, delete or update type statement, then it will return false, because suppose here we are giving this statement, select statement. In that case, what it is happening, if I am running this one, you are seeing the result set. It is coming to result set and it is printing a result set, because select star from coffee, 5 records are there, so that record is coming. But what if I will give this second statement? What will happen if I give this second statement? In that case, this is not a select statement, this is update statement. In that case, this execute flag will not be true, this will be false. If it is a false, then definitely count will be there. How many count will be affected? So that many counts it will cut. So 5 counts are there. Update count is 5, means for 5 records you have updated. Wherever the price for coffee, all price will be set to 5. Before it was 0, now it is a 5, I think. So yeah, this is coffee, no? Yeah, this is coffee. So now the price is 7 something, this one. But now this will become 5, I think. Yes, all will be set to 5. So this is the use of this execute method. Execute method can execute any type of statement, whether that statement can be insert statement, or that can be a select statement, or means that statement can be type of select statement, or that statement can be type of updatable. Updatable mean in the sense that can be insert or delete or update. Or if it is a select statement, in that case the flag will be true. If the flag is true, then you can get the result set. So from this description we can understand return true if query return result set object, and the query is a select type. Use this method if the query could return one or more result set. If you are not sure, or you don't know whether the query is returning the result set or not, in that case you can go with this condition check. If it is a flag is true, then definitely result set is there. And if the result set is there, then you can you can retrieve the result set object returned from the query by calling statement dot get result set. Same how we are getting result set dot statement dot get result set. We can get the result set, and we are printing this result set. In the next session we will see what is result set, how we should process the result set. Currently we have created a result set UTL. Using that result set UTL we are printing that result set, but we will see how we can process the result set. Okay, so, and if it is not a result set, suppose if the flag is false, then what happen? If it is not a true, in that case insert, delete or update query is executed. If select query is executed, then it is written true and result set is present, so you can get the result set. And if the flag is false, in that case it is understood that insert, delete or update type query is executed. So in that case what you have to do, you cannot get the result set because the query is not type of select statement. The query is type of updatable, or the query is type of insert, delete or update. So you can get the count, how many record is updated. So you can use statement dot get update count, how many record is affected with that query, or how many record is updated with that query. You can get the count of that one, and that count we are printing here. So we can execute this execute method in this way. So using this execute method we can execute any type of query, whether that is a select query or whether that is a insert, delete or update query. But using execute query you can execute only the select statement, Why? Because directly the return type for execute query is a result set. So here if you see the second example, just comment this one and just yes, execute this one. So here if you see execute query, so yeah, prepared statement also you can take, or you can take a statement, statement, that's not a fine statement, create statement, both are fine. You can go with any one of them. If you are using here, see, then in that case what you have to do, if you are using this prepared statement, then you no need to give this one here, you no need to give this here, just execute query, that is fine. So so using this execute query, it is returning a result set directly. So but currently what is the type of SQL update? What is the type of SQL update? What is the type of query? That is update type query, update. So it will give one exception. You cannot execute update query using execute query. From here you can see statement execute query cannot issue statement that do not produce result sets. It is not producing result set. So which query is producing result set? Select query is producing result set only. So in this case it will work. Yes, now it is getting the result set. So for this we have tried for prepared statement. You can go for statement also, statement. Here just create statement, that's it. And inside create statement you should not give this one. Where you have to give this one, you have to give this here. Now it will fine, because if you are creating statement only, then while creating statement you are not giving what should be the query. While executing you have to give the query, so that's why the method is given in this way. So here you can execute this query. Execute query return a result set object, and the query must be of select type. insert, delete or update type query are not allowed to execute by this method. Or we can say that we cannot issue statement that do not produce result set. If any query that is not producing a result set, you cannot execute that statement using execute query method. And using execute query method, you can execute only the select type statement, and the select type statement is only that statement that is returning a result set, that is producing a result set. Okay, so this is the use of execute query. So currently if we give the another one, suppose this update statement, so this update statement or insert statement, that statement is not a type of that statement is not producing result set. So that's why it is saying cannot issue statement that does not produce any result set. So you have to give only the statement that is producing result set if you have to execute the query using execute query method. Now it is fine. Yes, and the third one is execute update. Execute update is used to update only the insert, delete or update type query, and because the return type for execute update is a number, that is a number is pointing, that number is denoting how many record is affected with your query. Return an integer number of a row affected by SQL statement. Suppose this one last. Okay, so here if you see execute update SQL update query, this is SQL update query, no, SQL update query. So if you use this SQL update query, how many record will be affected? 5 records will be affected. So it will get the count only 5 records, because that query is a type of update. If you give here a select type query, it will give the exception. It will give the exception. See, what is that exception? Cannot issue statement that produce result set. Here you have to give the statement that should not produce a result set. So which query is not producing result set? Even this delete query is also not producing result set, that is also update query. So that is also fine, it will work. One will come now because one record will be deleted, or I think that record is not there, so it will not deleting. 0 record, because that record is not there, that's why it is not deleting. So to do that one, you have to insert that record first, and that insert query you can update here, no issue, because insert, delete and update query you can execute using execute update. Yes, so one record will come here. Now one record is updated, and you can delete that record also, no issue, using this one. If you want to delete, then one record will be deleted, same record. Yes, so this is the use of execute update. So from here you can see very clear picture. Execute method you can use to execute any type of statement, whether the statement is a select type or insert type or delete or update type, based on the operations. And we can say that this method is given on on the basis of operations. Execute query is used to execute the select statement, only to get the record, only to fetch the record from database, and execute update is used to execute the updatable statement, any updatable statement that can be insert, delete or update query. And only execute method can be used to execute any type of statement, whether that can be select, insert, delete or update. But execute query can be used only for select type statement, and execute update can be used only for insert, delete or update type SQL statement. So these are the three methods that can be used to execute the statement, and these three are the statement that you can use according to your choice. Statement is not pre-compiled, but prepared statement is a pre-compiled, it is a faster. But using this prepared statement you can execute only the same type of statement, but using the statement you can execute any type of statement. and callable statement you can use to call the procedure. Okay, so these are the execution of the statement, and this is the three types of statement and execution of a statement with these three methods: execute query, and execute update. Okay, this example we have already seen. And the last one, executing batch statement. What is the batch statement? Sometime what we have to do now, suppose if we are executing statement one by one, in that case what will happen, every time we are making a connection to database and we are executing the query, we are making the roundups to database. To avoid that roundup, we can add the statement into batch, and that statement in one shot we can execute. That statements. That is called batch execution, executing batch statement. If you execute lot of query one by one, then lot of time will be wasted in request and response. Batch statement allow to execute multiple statement at a time. The select query can be executed in batch. Suppose here, so if you see the example, the same only. So not this one, statement execution demo, same only. So here just commenting this one, and this is the demo for executing the batch. So how many batch statements we are adding here? 4 statements we are adding into batch. 4 statements. So these 4 statements we have added into batch. One more thing, for batch we cannot execute select statement. The select query cannot be executed for batch. If you are executing any batch statement, if you are adding any SQL statement that is a type of select statement, or that is producing a result set, it will give the exception. So currently it will give the exception because the first query is a select statement. So you cannot execute that one. It will give you cannot issue statement that produce a result set. So you cannot do that one. Okay, that is fine. Insert statement, I am doing this insert statement, then I am doing this update statement, then I am doing this delete statement. What 3 statements are there. So in the what I want to do, I wanted to add these 3 statements into batch: insert, update, and delete. Which one? Insert, update, and delete. These statements in one shot I want to execute. Then I can add them into batch. Statement dot add batch, and execute batch method is there that you can call. Statement dot add batch SQL insert statement dot add batch SQL update statement dot add batch SQL delete statement, or delete query. Insert SQL insert query, SQL update query, and SQL delete query. A select query you cannot give into batch. So here 3 statements we added. So definitely it will return an array of a integer type. Execute batch method is there that is returning an integer type array. Why? Because suppose if the first statement is executed, then how many record is updated? 1 record will be updated. So in the first position it will come 1. Update query. What is the update query? Update coffee set price is equal to 5, or set price is equal to 20. So how many records will be affected? Coffee table has 5 records, so all the 5 record will be affected. So in that case at second position of integer array index will be 5. At first index of this array will be 1. At the second index of this array will be 5, and third index of array only 1 record will be deleted, whatever we inserted here. So it will be 1 5 1. So if I run this one, you will see the output. What happened? Duplicate entry. Okay, I think that coffee whatever we are going to insert, that is already there. So first let me delete that one. So okay, I think I need to delete that first. Okay, wait. So if it is deleted, then okay, it is not there, no. So okay, just I think that record you cannot, if it is not there, then why it is giving that error? Okay, now it is coming. Okay, second will be 6. Why? Because it is 5 record was already there, 5 record was already there, and one more record we inserted using insert query. And first we are inserting the, how many insertion is happening, one record is affected. Second time we are calling update query. Now how many records are already there in coffee table? So in coffee table, in this coffee table 5 record were already there. Yeah, in this coffee table 5 record was already there and one we have inserted, so total 6 record. So the update statement is working for 6 record, and that update statement is affecting 6 record. So that's why it is coming at the second position 6. At the third position, that in the record whatever we have inserted, that same record only it is updating, deleting. So one record is deleted. If I add the same statement once more, you will see next time 5. Let me run this one. Yes. Okay, I have to print also. No, third now, because this is coming at third index, because total how many statements we have added, that must be that the size of that returning integer array. Whatever, how many statements we have added here, 1 2 3 4 statements we have added. So the size of this array that is returned by execute batch should be the 4 only. That should be the equal, the size of the integer returned by execute batch is that must be the same as how many statement we have added into batch. 4 statement we have added into batch, so the size will be 4 from 0 to 3. Now just run this one, you will see. Yes, first time it is adding one record. First statement affecting one record, second statement affecting 6 record, and the next statement affecting 1 record, and the fourth statement is affecting 5 record, because 1 record we deleted. Okay, so this is the use of execute batch statements. So this is all about the statement and how we can execute the statement. 3 statements are there: statement, prepared statement, and callable statement. And how we can execute the statement, by using execute query, and execute update, or execute large update, that is same only. And using these 3 methods we can execute the statement. And if we want to execute the bulks of statements, so you can go with the batch execution. So this is all about the statement and how we can create the statement, how we can execute the statements, how we can get the results. So in the next session we will see the result set. What is result set? After executing select statement, we will get one result set. That result set will be nothing but that is a type of table only, that containing all the data that is returned by select statement. So in the next session we will see a result set. So I hope you like this session. Please subscribe my channel and we will see you in the next session. Till that, bye bye and thanks for watching.